Okay, so there's something that's been going on lately, everybody. This media tour stuff. Now, I've been very good at just not spoiling myself until I was able to finally binge watch and look at all of the media tour stuff that's been happening with Larryzaur, the class changes, some of the background music that's been happening, and as well just like updates from yoshi-p himself. I've just been very good at just not looking at those until I finally had the chance to sit down and watch it all. I didn't want to spoil myself too much because I love being, you know, impressed and wowed for it. But this time, because I am actually caught up with the MSQ and waiting in the Endwalker waiting room, just like everybody else, I want to join the hype. I want to feel so good. I don't know if many of you guys know this, but Endwalker, the expansion, it's the first thing that I have pre-ordered since Halo 3. That is how much I love this game and how much I believe in the experience it's going to give me. A really great one. I mean, not anything weird. It might maybe make me into a bunny boy enthusiast, but I'm very excited for this, and I've decided to just take the plunge into all the Endwalker hype and stuff like that. I'm counting down. As of right now in streaming, it is just over 30 days until it finally drops. And let's go ahead and see some media tour stuff. So we were saying that what's up with Larryzaur? I heard that he dropped a fuck ton of videos, dude. Oh my god, dude. All right, Bard changes. We got to see the main. All right, we got to see the main. Oh my god, I love this guy. He's so funny. Why are you doing? Oh, this is an Endwalker area. I was like, why is he doing it in Odishire where it's washed?
Oh, Bard, the original ranged job, the old guy who walked uphill both ways through Foe's Requiem and Cast Times, has made it all the way to Endwalker. And despite everything, it's still Bard. You could also say it's the only dot-based job now. So if you missed the dots from Summoner for some reason, Bard will welcome you with open arms. I'm sure of that. But first, I have a disclaimer. I was sponsored by Square Enix to try out this development build of Endwalker, and everything that you see here is subject to significant changes. That includes potencies especially, since a lot of them change throughout all of the jobs.
Is he playing a controller? Why is he backing off like that? Oh, love that intro, dude.
First of all, song duration is now 45 seconds instead of 30.
Fantastic.
2-minute cooldown. Also, your dots are now 45 seconds instead of 30. This means you'll be staying in each song a bit longer than before.
Holy shit.
Bard has a new damage utility. When you get through each of your 3 songs, you earn a...
Okay, I'm gonna be pausing this just for a little bit just so I can read it because I'm very slow at reading. So we have Menstro's Coda. Grants Mage's Coda, Army's Coda. So it's all the songs upon singing blah, 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 blah. So what does it do?
Coda sticker for each one.
A sticker.
When you get all 3, you can execute Radiant Finale for its full effect. A 5% damage buff.
Finale? I don't fucking know, dude.
For 15 seconds. We may not have Foe's Requiem anymore, but this'll do. Bloodletter now has 2 charges. This is great. It means you won't accidentally overwrite Bloodletter procs anymore.
Awesome.
This is something that even back in A Realm Reborn we would have wanted. Not only that,
God,
but
thank God.
Raging Strikes is now on a minute cooldown, but as a trade-off, Barrage is now a 2-minute cooldown.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, and Battle Voice is also a 2-minute cooldown. Yeah, everything is gonna line up so much better on
Bard.
Your
that's pretty good.
Knock AoE is upgraded to Ladon's Bite, and it looks pretty spiffy if I do say so myself. And you have a new finish.
Let me see Ladon's Bite and see how spiffy it looks, dude.
Your Quick Knock AoE is upgraded to Ladon's Bite, and it looks pretty spiffy if I do say so myself.
Spiffy indeed. It looks good.
If you use Apex Arrow after your Soul Voice gauge is 80 or higher, you'll get access to Blast Arrow, a new 500 potency line AoE. And here's a quality of life upgrade.
Okay.
When you proc Straight Shot Ready, it'll last for 30 seconds instead of 10 now.
That's nice.
Like the other range, Troubadour is now 90 seconds. And that is everything for Bard. Honestly, it's actually looking pretty great. The whole kit seems to synergize much better with itself. So be strong, you last remaining dot job in 14. Thank you so much for watching. And all of my videos on the Endwalker job changes are out now. So check out.
So basically what he said, Bard just continues to be more like Bard, which I'm happy with. Like, I wish there was a bigger big dick move, because Apex Arrow just at the moment feels a bit lackluster. Because at the moment, also do Bard Glam, and it probably looks not that great. Apex Arrow, what's the potency on it again? Up to 600. So he said it was 500. So it's 600 potency, and then immediately after will be 500. That's actually not that bad of a burst, to be real. It just seems like as soon as you do it, you can do blast arrow. Technically, it's like 1100 potency with a bit of burst, so that's pretty good that they work together in hand. Just another big dick move that Bard needed. I think a lot of other people can really resonate with it. Bard, for me, I actually think it's quite fun. I think it's chill. You just like vibe out, you play songs, you're the battle DJ for the homies and stuff like that. And it just needed that last like oomph. And obviously all the timing of the songs being 45 seconds, the cooldowns being adjusted so everything will line up properly. Honestly, an underrated thing. Everyone was happy about it. You get 2 charges of Bloodletter. I think that's fantastic because there's so many times, especially with my ping, that I've gotten multiple procs from Mage's Ballot. It over caps my Bloodletter. It's just like I get a proc, I get it 2 times when it's refreshing. It's kind of weird, so I'm happy for that. Main looking fantastic. Okay. Fantastic, dude.
Machinist got the special treatment rework in Shadowbringers, so it was already in a really great spot. In Endwalker, they expanded on what already worked, so it just feels even better. And the new job here,
that gun, dude, it's a sniper.
Well, it looks like a Machinist to me.
Look at that. That's sick.
You even got a little utility belt so you don't have to ask anybody where your wrench went. But first, I have a disclaimer.
I say to my friends all the time that I pull the wrench out of my ass and I reassemble and then I get my crit for the drill. That's what I always say.
Square Enix but anyway, let's take a look.
Okay.
So firstly, your spread shot now becomes scatter gun, which is basically just a shotgun. Congratulations on your new shotgun. Then there's chainsaw. It's a 550 potency line AoE on about a minute cooldown. You get to use this whenever it's up, just like drill and air anchor.
Nice.
This also gives you 20 battery gauge. So you know what that means.
Another battery.
More queens. She's running on Energizer batteries now. Reassemble also has 2 charges now. So in regards to buffing either drill or air anchor, I offer you this. Why not both? Queen also gets a new finisher called Crowned Collider.
Oh, that's the new finisher we saw. 750 potency. Potency increases as blah, blah, blah. It shuts down. Okay.
Truly marvelous name, fitting of a queen. It's a big potency finisher. What more could you ask for? Tactician was reduced to a 90-second cooldown in line with the other.
Was it the same thing as Power Bunker? I'm pretty sure the finisher.
Neato. And that is it for Machinist. It really didn't need much changes after the Shadowbringers rework. So yeah, go have fun with your chainsaw.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Perfect. My grind actually still works.
Videos on the Endwalker.
It's fine.
Changes.
So it's like Power Bunker, right? This finisher or no? This is Power Bunker right here. That's Power Bunker.
Neato. And but that is it for Machinist.
But the crown thing is here. Automation Queen such down to execution if this action is not used manually. Oh, so it's a better Power Bunker then, right? Okay. So literally, Machinist doesn't change. Bard, the mains are untouched pretty much. So learning the rotations, the guides that I have currently, they're all pretty much the same. Obviously with, what's it called? I can't imagine the rotation for Bard and the songs and stuff like that will change drastically. It's always, you have to use, Wanderer's Minuet over that first, right? Good for those who made them. Yep, of course, yeah. Fantastic. Nothing changed too much for it, so nothing to worry about there. Let's go ahead and have a look at... No, I'll look at Summoner, dude. It's 5 minutes.
Summoner.
Let's look at this.
Good old Summoner. No longer a dot or ruin mage with summons on the side, but actual summons. Not only that, but the new job gear is perfect. I mean, just look at that Summoner done. There's a lot that
yeah, this drip
changed.
is nice, dude. Look at this drip.
But let's go over it.
Drip looks good. I love that stance.
First,
it's so
let's
sick.
go over Summoner's non-summon abilities.
Okay.
For single target, you have Ruin 3, which is much faster and beefy now, and Tri-Disaster for AoE. Energy Drain and
Tri-Disaster's AoE
still give you 2 stacks of Aetherflow, which you could spend on Fester or Pain Flare. This also gives you 1 Ruin 4, which you can use, which is now an instant AoE, and big. And that's it. Everything else you're going to be doing is summoning. Summoner has 2 different kinds of summons. The Demi summons, like Bahamut and Phoenix, and then the new elemental summons, like Ifrit, Garuda, and Titan. Bahamut and Phoenix will recharge your ability to summon the 3 elementals.
Yes, we know this. That's good.
The overall rotation is going to be a loop of...
Oh my god, dude. I really like this. I'm pretty sure Larryzaur did this himself, man. This looks fantastic.
Phoenix to the 3 Primal. And whenever a summon is out, it replaces the spells on your bar.
Dude, who is this Reaper guy? Do you guys see this? Right next to here. Who is doing this? Is it all the Mediator people just messing around? Is there Sage over here? Who's this guy?
Out, it replaces the spells on your bar. There are 3 new spells which are used solely for your summons abilities. Astral Flow is for special abilities for every summon. Gem Shine is for single target, and Precious Brilliance is for AoE. These ones are used only for the elemental summons and have a certain amount of charges depending on which summon you have out. And the demi summons will replace Ruin 3, Try Disaster, Astral Flow, and Enkindle. During Bahamut, you have Astral Impulse for an instant single target, and
big
Astral
damage.
Flare for instant AoE. You also get 1 Death Flare and 2 Akmorns. Oh,
2
yeah, and
Akmorns.
he does all of his auto attacks on his own. You don't have to activate them. And he doesn't
thank
follow you
God.
around like a lost puppy anymore. He will stay still. Each summon does a big with 2 Gs AoE ability when it comes out. So Ifrit's abilities are high potency cast times and a gap closer melee combo. You have 2 charges available to use on either Ruby Right single target or Ruby Catastrophe AoE. Then you have Crimson Cyclone to dash into the boss, which combos into Crimson Strike. Both of those are instant AoEs. Then Titan's abilities are about weaving medium potency instant spells with
this is crazy.
4 charges.
Look how crazy this
Topaz Right, a
the primals are summoning behind him.
Topaz Catastrophe and AoE instant. And after each one of those, you're able to weave in Mountain Buster between them, and then you do a little clap. Garuda's abilities are lower potency, but gotta go fast.
You're clapping cheeks there, bro.
Along with a casted floor AoE. That's right, we kind of have Shadow Flare. You have 4 charges available to use on Emerald Right for single target or Emerald Catastrophe for AoE. Then you have Slipstream to Hardcast, which leaves an AoE on the ground, so make sure the boss isn't gonna move out of it. And finally, you have Phoenix to finish it all off. Phoenix will also do its auto attacks automatically and still has the AoE regen. You have Fountain of Fire for instant single target and Brand of Purgatory for instant AoE. It's no longer a 1-2 combo. There's also 2 revelations just like before, and there's a new ability called Rekindle. It's a 200 potency cure on any target, and it grants the Rekindle status. When that person's HP falls below 50%, or if the timer wears off, it'll trigger Rekindle and give them a 200 potency regen. Such flavor. Besides those, you also have 2 carbuncle abilities, because we couldn't forget about you, little guy. Radiant Aegis is a 20% HP shield on yourself and has 2 charges. This is very good because I die a lot. And Devotion has become Searing Light, a 3% damage buff to everybody, but for 30 seconds on a 2-minute cooldown. And that's it. I think I got it all. Also, there's a funny little tidbit. When you're below level 90, you summon Ifrit, Garuda, and Eggies instead. So the little Chimkin Nugget will come out and do a little rock attack and disappear. Still can't believe we get to use Titan. And when you're even lower than that, you have different versions of some of these spells. Like without Bahamut, you have Dreadworm Trance, and before even that, you get Aether Charge and Carbuncle Summon. Summoner's going to be very interesting even at low levels. So what do you think? I freaking love it. Trying to do the rotation in the little time that I had, I felt like I was always summoning something. Actually, there's basically no filler at all. Some people are concerned that Summoner became too trivial, but I think that actually I was pressing a wider variety of buttons more often than I did before. Keep in mind, right now we have 3 buttons that we never use, the Summon 3 Eggies. But in this version, we're pressing those buttons all the time. And also, the rotation contains choices. And where there is choice, there is complexity. I think Uncle Ben said that. We are finally
Uncle Ben, he fucking made instant rice. What?
Summoner
Summoner looks incredible. It look, the aesthetics, the way the sounds are, and just like, I never realized until it was max level and 80. And when I leveled him up and stuff like that, when I was doing Bozja, that I just felt, dude, the story in Summoner, you're literally fighting Ascians and other summoners, then taming the primals, dude. And I think now, aesthetically and the moves and all that stuff, it has finally captured that. Like you have the primals in your hand. I will miss the dots. I will admit, I will miss the dots doing Try to Daster and all that stuff. But you know, that's just another way of for bards to shine, right? They're now the dot DPS, so I'll gladly take that title. But I think everyone's gonna be okay with actually summoning the primals, man. Like, I'm very excited. I'm very happy that Square Enix had done this, and they took a chance, right? If you think about it, Square Enix took a huge chance. This is a big rework. Same with the Machinist rework, right? And just seeing how the community would respond. And most of the time, it's I think it's all positive. It's very, very positive, and I think I commend them on that as well. Like, they just take chances, and then it works out. Summoners gonna be so much fun. New main, right? So now a lot of the jobs that I don't really play. Let's do Dark Knight. He's a tank that I play.
In Shadowbringers, you know, Dark Knight had its time in the sun, or darkness maybe, rather. And even though this expansion is called Endwalker, Dark Knight thinks it's actually called Shadowbringers 2. This is its job gear. I think it checks all of the edgy boxes, you know,
holy
on
shit.
account of the fact that
That's awesome.
boxes have 4 edges. And I like the red tattered crotch cape in particular. But first,
That's
I have a
awesome.
disclaimer.
What a good design for the job armor.
Let's take a look. Firstly, and most importantly, Dark Knight has a new move, aptly named Shadowbringer.
Hey.
You can be the Shadowbringer.
We're the
It's a
Shadowbringer.
600 potency AoE with 2 charges, and you get 1 every minute. Not only that,
Ooh.
but your Simulacrum also gets the Shadowbringer, so please enjoy. Dark Knight
Hell yeah.
also got the
That's
tank
massive.
spam attack rework. Delirium is no longer a 10-second duration, but
Oh,
will
nice.
instead give you 3 stacks of Delirium. And you
Okay.
can spend these stacks on either Blood Spiller or Quietus. Reason it's 3 instead of 5 now is because it's a minute cooldown down from 90 seconds.
Oh.
Salted Earth is no longer a ground targeted AoE,
Oh,
but
thank
an
God.
AoE immediately around you. This required
Thank
an
God.
animation change, of course, where you punch the ground, and this is very important. Not
Yes.
only that, but after you use it, it changes into its combo action, Salt and Darkness.
Salt and Darkness?
Dark Knight is very salty and edgy.
Salt
of
and Darkness.
will make your Salted Earth pulse for a 500 potency attack, whole bunch of salt. Now,
Yes,
since the
lots
other
of
tanks
salt.
stole Dark Knight's homework when, you know, they all copied the Blackest Night, Dark Knight has 2 of them instead. The new one is called Ablation. It's got 2 charges and can be cast on
Okay,
yourself
10%,
or a party
10%,
member for
okay.
10% damage
Okay,
mitigation.
10%.
And actually, your Simulacrum also gets a new buff. All of its potencies are increased by 300, so you could say
Ooh.
it's stronger than you. Here's a nice little
Why
thing.
Sans,
When
man?
you unmend,
That's
it'll
a
knock
curse.
5 seconds off of your plunge cooldown. Please do not spam unmend in order to get unlimited plunges. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And that about does it for Dark Knight. I hope you enjoy.
Okay,
Go
cool. So what he said that our clone guy, Semicrum, will get more potency, more damage is very nice. Salty and edgy with Salted Earth, and the fact that it's a quality life, I don't have to use a macro. Just recently, I just made a macro to put Salted Earth like literally down on my feet, like on top of me. And so that's welcome. That's very nice. No, I'm pretty sure so many people that play Dark Knight weave in Salted Earth and it's on a macro. I don't know anybody in the raids or anything that just literally click and then point and click on the ground anymore. So I'm happy they did that and they got wind of that. This new cooldown is Dark Mind. So we still have the mitigations. We still have Shadow Wall. We still have Dark Mind. We still have Dark Missionary. But now we just have more mitigation. So this is like the mitigation, like raw damage mitigation tank with the shields and all that stuff. So you're able to put Blackest Night obviously on top of other people, and so having a more shields to put on people and yourself, that's amazing.
Mitigation.
Like, it's getting its identity, which is like, it is the edgelord, the salty edgelord, but it also is the king of, like, you know, the tank that puts shields on people. I mean, it's kind of weird because, you know, paladin and stuff, but that's all right. It's edginess. I'm happy with that. I actually know Scholar. Okay, so all the memes. Let's look at Scholar. Let's go to Scholar first. Let's look at all the memes, dude. I know he's fucking Lucio. He's Lucio from Overwatch. So we'll see what happens here.
The original shield healer. While everybody else is going to be playing with the shiny new Sage, you instead are going to be a dedicated scholar because you're educated and you have a book. Firstly, the DPS spells.
Bro.
We've got a new single target spam. It's called Broil 4. You still have Energy Drain that'll use up your Aetherflow stacks, which is very important, and your dot is still Biolysis.
Okay.
Then there's a new AoE spell called Art of War 2. This is an instant cast spammable AoE. Scholar's GCD shields were super
that's
buffed.
pretty,
Adlo
man.
will now be a 100.
That is pretty, man. Look how pretty this move is. I love the revamps from this expansion, like with the visuals. It looks so good.
GCD shields were super buffed. Adlo will now be a 180% shield, and Sucker is a 160% shield.
Ooh,
Scholar is going to
shit.
still be the big with 2Gs shield healer. And
Yeah,
not only that,
big
deployment
ass.
tactics, the one that spreads your Adlo shield to everybody, is on a 90-second cooldown.
That's
now.
big.
You're going to be able to utilize this for way more mechanics over the duration of a fight, so it's super good. Then there's a new instant heal called Protraction. It increases the maximum HP of a target by 10% and restores restores that amount. It also
Wait,
increases
he's spamming it. Oh, okay, never mind.
10% and restores that amount. It also increases
like, why
the
is he
healing
spamming it?
actions on that target by 10%, and you can do this every minute. It's going to be so good for tank busters. And then there's the brand new toy that everybody's talking about, Expedient. This will give everybody sprint and a 10% damage mitigation for 20 seconds.
Oh, and it
it's
has
been a
mitigation?
meme, but in all seriousness, this is a super unique ability, and there will likely be strats around utilizing this for movement. I mean, just look at Lucio. Everybody loves Lucio. A lot of the mechanics in our game
Lucio's
is
sick.
sent movement.
Hey, to be real, I played Overwatch like at Masters level and stuff like that. A good Lucio, you literally cannot kill him. It's just so great. The utility is crazy. It has mitigation on top of it. It's not just speed. Mitigation. We're okay.
So if you have an ability that augments your movement, that automatically makes it powerful. Fey Blessing no longer costs Fairy Gauge.
Okay,
which means
that's good.
The only thing that your Fairy Gauge is going to be used for is Fey Union, otherwise known as Sage Mode, which actually brings up one of the differences between Scholar and Sage. The Fairy can heal either everybody, or it could switch over to a single targeted healing burst. Sage, on the other hand, can only do the single targeted healing with their Cardia. The Fairy is very powerful, and it's part of what makes Scholar a Scholar. And not to mention, the Fairy seemed much more responsive. I tested this out by alternating using the Fairy GCDs and seeing if it would immediately do it, and it seemed like it was. So time will tell on that, but we'll see what it feels like on live servers. And that will do it for Scholar. I'm really wondering what the healer meta is going to end up looking like for Endwalker.
Whoa,
but
Jesus Christ.
Let's not forget one important thing. People like doing damage, and Scholar increases the party's damage.
True.
What about that, huh? Thank you so much for watching.
Really excited for Scholar, dude. I think I mean, memes aside, I think Scholar is still going to be in a good place. It's what I'm pretty sure that isn't the meta for raids. Is it Astro Scholar? No, it's White Mage Scholar, right? I'm pretty sure. I don't know the meta. Okay, but I'm still. It's gonna be fine. Scholar is me. Okay, I think everyone was just dramatic for it and stuff like that, and they saw meme potential. Everything is meme worthy on the internet. All right. What do we see? What do we see? Samurai. I play Samurai as well.
Ah, yes, Samurai. So desu ka. That's right.
Oh my God, Larry, why are you doing
this? That qualifies me to be your
Why
senpai.
did you say that,
Teach
man?
you the changes of
He's so
Zaburedo.
funny.
Anyway, this is its job gear, which looks a lot like more traditional Lord Samurai attire, so that's pretty cool.
Your Discord is just fucking with me. I keep thinking it's my Discord stuff, but it's not.
It's got a cool collar, and that means it's really good. But first, I have a disclaimer.
That's a cool outfit for it, though.
Square Enix. Samurai got charges for days. Tsubame Geishi and Meikyo Shisui both got
Oh my God, dude. That's the Larry, you're my spirit animal, bro. That is exactly how I pronounce all of these moves.
Tsubame Geishi.
This is exactly how I pronounce all of these moves.
Geishi and Meikyo Shisui both got 2 charges.
This is
very, very, very good.
That's amazing.
Shoten is now a 2-minute cooldown instead of 1 minute, but it gives you access to the dimensional blade slash known as Ogi Namikiri, which combos into Namikiri at a whopping 1200 potency.
Holy shit.
And it's a cone AoE. If
2
Shoha
big slashes?
wasn't enough for you already, you get Shoha 2, Return of the Shoha. It's an AoE version for use in your AoE situations.
That's
which means
sick.
3 or more targets. Please use your AoE skills on AoE. Thank you. You also get a new AoE combo off of Fuga called Hyosetsu. It grants you the Setsu sticker, otherwise known as that green one. This will provide an AoE avenue of getting any of the 3 stickers you need. Tsubame Geishi no longer gives you another meditate stack, but Ogi Namikiri does, and Shoha's potency was greatly increased to make up for that as well. Another little change to Third Eye, it will no longer grant you the eyes open buff, but it will instead give you 10 Kenki gauge. As such, Hisatsu Seigan is now...
I can't parry my attacks? But that made me feel so edgy, bro. As a samurai, I want my shield and I want to parry.
Deleted. Goodbye. And that is everything that Samurai got. There are various potency changes around, but I wouldn't worry about those without seeing any of the new damage calculations. Samurai is still going to be the tippy top of the DPS. So
easy clap,
Thank you so much for watching, and all of my videos on the Endwalker job changes are out now, so check out the playlist in the link in the description
it's so good, dude.
Okay, bye.
Dude, that attack, so sick, dude. Let's do White Mage. I know it gets a jellyfish, doesn't it? A big ass jellyfish that heals me.
Classic White Mage. It's that friend that you can always rely on to be there for you and raise you up when you're down. You know, because they were too busy spamming glare in the first place. But first, I have a disclaimer. I was sponsored by Square Enix to try
More
out
glare.
this development.
Okay, first of all, don't like the drip. I do not like the white mage outfit for Endwalker. Sorry. Hopefully there's better armors out there. Don't like the drip. Just wanted to say that.
For DPS, you've got Glare 3 now. Yeah, Glare got super buffed because
Glare
apparently
3?
it just skipped
Let's go,
right past 2
dude.
and onto
Spam
3.
more Glare.
And then for your dot, you still have Dia. Not only that,
Nice,
but
nice,
Holy
Dia.
also jumped straight from 2 to Holy 3.
Holy 3.
And this is Holy 3. It's very shiny. You've
It's
got a new ability
huge.
called Aqua Veil. Fluid
It's
Aura
literally a
is gone
nuke,
in
bro. Look at this.
3.
It's a
very
nuke.
shiny. You've got a new
Oh my
ability called
God.
Aqua Veil. Fluid Aura is gone and deleted, but it has a spiritual upgrade to Aqua Veil. It's
Okay,
a 15%
not bad.
damage mitigation that goes on you or a party member and lasts for 8 seconds.
Ah,
This
it's
is pretty
okay.
cool because you can give it to a tank as an extra cooldown when
That's
they forget
cool.
to pop one of their own, you know, for a tank buster. The level 90 skill
That's pretty
is
good,
called
actually.
Lily Bell. You place a healing blossom at a
Jellyfish.
targeted location.
I know it's not jellyfish. It's a flower. It
15
looks like it. Look at
seconds, and
it.
You get 5
It looks like a jellyfish. Look at it. You told me that doesn't look like a jellyfish.
stacks called Lily Bell.
Look at
applied
it.
To yourself.
Oh, it looks like a-
Anytime
okay,
that
never mind.
you
It was like a
dealt
bell.
damage,
Never mind.
One Lily Bell stack will be consumed by the healing blossom to do a 400 potency AoE around it. And
That's
then
pretty
if
good.
for some reason by the end of the timer there are still Lily Bell stacks remaining, it'll eat up the rest of them to do a 200 potency AoE for each remaining stack. This
Oh.
will be particularly good for raid AoE mechanics that fire off a bunch of consecutive AoEs. Then there's a
Yep.
pretty significant change to Thin Air. It used to make
Okay.
all of
2
your
charges.
spells free for 12 seconds and on a 2-minute cooldown. Well, now it's a 1-minute cooldown with 2 charges, but it will only affect
Oh,
the next spell. that
only
you
next
cast.
spell.
So if you have 2 charges, that means 2 free raises guaranteed. And then speaking of charges,
Yeah.
Divine Benison now has 2 as well, which means you could put Divine Benison on both of the tanks.
looks good,
for shared
though.
tank busters. You know, because they both forgot to pop a cooldown. And that should do it for White Mage. Those are all the changes.
That's
Thank
pretty
you so
good.
much for watching, and all of my videos on the Endwalker job
Big
changes
Blood
are out
Lily.
now. So check out
Cool.
the playlist in the link in the description.
It seems like white mage is getting more. What does it say? I don't want to say because I haven't healed on the high-end raids yet. I don't plan on to. I'm not good enough at healing. But it seems like they're getting more interactive or getting more, not less boring, just more involved into the fight. The last 2 expansions, the moves got super buffed. It has nukes. It has the holy glare and holy are nukes. Like they will explode people, and that's nice. I just love the visuals in this game. Every expansion they always update the visuals, but I think I'm talking about the moves and stuff like that. To me personally, it just feels like white mage is going to be more involved with the party and everything, and you have to think more and all that stuff. I think that's just the route that a lot of the Final Fantasy skills are going and stuff like that. Just having more involved, less cooldowns, things line up together more. You're able to press buttons sooner and more often and everything. And obviously, you have big ass cooldown moves, and they should have cooldowns and stuff. But I think overall, it just seems like they're trying to press more buttons sooner. I don't know if like the way they're changing the skills that it's going to be, I guess, like reflective of how the raid mechanics in the future are going to be like. Because I feel like when they're innovative enough to come up with all of these raids and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure each raid that's come out since, you know, ARR and stuff like that, everyone's been wowed. There's innovation in it. There's wow factors. There's big fuck off moves and stuff like that. So I'm really interested to see how all these skills will play at the high levels, you know, in Savage. So that's good. It's a good stage.
Charlene must
stage.
be like one of those non-conflict nations in Gundam, you know, that secretly develop the most advanced Gundams, because Sage is a lot like that. This
Yeah,
is
that's pretty
Sage's job
sick.
gear. I think it looks pretty snazzy. Reminds me
I
of
like
something
that.
Alphino would wear. And here's the sprint animation. The way the new lists follow you around is so freaking cool. And I have a sneaking
Little bot guys.
suspicion that we're going to see a bunch of Sages running around in Endwalker. But first, I have a disclaimer.
Feels a bit too
I was
OP.
sponsored by Square Enix to try out this development build of
All right, let's see.
Let's start with the most important thing
All right, Larry.
about any healer.
Ooh, gap
How to
closer.
DPS.
Yes.
Sage's single
Yes,
target spell
I understand.
is called Dosis. It's a bunch of laser beams. Then there's also this special ability called Eucrasia that augments certain spells, and Dosis is one of them. So when you activate Eucrasia, Dosis changes into a dot that's instant cast and lasts 30 seconds.
Okay.
Then for AoE damage, you've got a spammable Discrasia, which is a point-blank
shoot
AoE
things.
around you. Then there's Phlegma, a 510 potency
Oh
targeted
no,
instant
dude. These names, no.
AoE AoE
dude. Dirty.
with 2 charges. Sage also has its own version of a size called Numa. Numa, a 330 potency line AoE that also heals everybody around you and reduces their damage taken by 10% for 20 seconds. What the? And if that's not all,
that's crazy. What a crazy Numa is a crazy skill.
AoE
what the hell?
Called Numa.
This does a line AoE, 330 potency, and restores the own HP of everybody nearby, and 10%. Bro, what? Huh? That's crazy.
Numa.
I mean, it's on a 2-minute cooldown, but like, holy shit.
Line AoE that also heals everybody around you.
You just do damage.
Reduces their damage.
You do damage, dude.
There's one more AoE called Toxicon, and that's a Decepticon normally. Targeted instant AoE. This one costs a resource called Adder Sting, which you can hold up to 3 of. You get an Adder Sting from your single target shield being broken. More on that later. Now for Sage's heals. Actually, I kind of also just said what the heals were, since all of those DPS spells will heal also.
That's
you could put Cardia on a single target, and all of your DPS spells will do a 170 potency heal to them automatically.
What?
You can even double this potency for 10 seconds with Soteria. But okay, I'll go over the actual healer spells if you must.
That is incredible. What the fuck?
Sage's base single target heal is called Diagnosis.
Of course.
AoE heal is called Prognosis. Well, remember that ability Eucrasia for changing your DPS
so enhanced
spell into
prognosis.
A dot? Well, it works on these too. When you activate Eucrasia,
how much is a Eucrasia?
Diagnosis and Prognosis will change into their shield versions and their instant cast. And the shield from Diagnosis is the one that will grant you an Adder Sting if it breaks. But what about shields that you put on people that aren't going to be used up? Well, you've got Pepsi for that.
Pepsi! Let's go. The best skill.
I mean, Pepsis. It will eat up the shields from Diagnosis and Prognosis and turn them into an instant heal. And
to everybody.
You can do this every 15 seconds. Actually, I haven't even talked about the gauge yet, have I? It has a gauge.
My God.
It automatically fills up every 20 seconds. The resource that you get is called Adder's Gall, and they are used to cast certain instant heals. Those are as follows. Druo Coal.
600 potency, 1 person.
This is basically Sage's Lustrate. It's 600 potency.
Jesus.
Ixocoal. Basically Sage's Indom, 400 potency, AoE off global. And Caracol, basically Sage's Sacred Soil, reduces damage by 10% for 15 seconds and gives everybody regen. And Torocol, this is basically Sage's, wait, this is a new one, 600 potency off global with a damage reduction. And
dude, what? Dude, Sage is too good. It's going to break the game. You just do so much damage and you heal? What the fuck?
By the way, all of those will restore your MP a bit. So that's it for the Adder's Gall heals. Then you've got normal instant heals that are just on a normal
It's going to break the game.
Physis, it's an AoE regen for 21 seconds on a minute cooldown. And Physis 2, which is a beefier Physis that will also increase your healing spells by 10%.
Okay.
That's on a 3-minute cooldown. Holos is a 300 potency.
So I guess it's like you do big damage, raid-wide AoEs, whatever, like, or tank buster, whatever. You're able to increase just more of them. Oh, dude, Warrior's gonna be insane, dude. I'll look at Warrior. I'm excited for it, but like, it's gonna be insane. A lot of healing, dude.
Heal on a 1-minute cooldown, and it looks freaking cool. Then there's 2 interesting shield cooldowns, Haima and Panhaima. Haima is the single target version. It'll put 5 stacks of a shield on a person, and every time damage is dealt, it will eat up the stacks of the barrier and apply a new barrier. And then whatever is left at the end of the timer will trigger a heal for each stack remaining. And then Panhaima is the same thing, just for AoE. Very interesting.
Oh, so how big is the shield? It looks small.
That wasn't enough.
It looks small.
You've got some other utility abilities as well. There's Icarus, of course. It's the Gundam Wings gap closer.
That's
on
cool.
A healer, probably because of the point blank AoEs. There's Zoe. It doubles the amount cured by your next healing spell. Cool. There's Rizomata, which just gives you 1 stack of Adder's Gall, the blue one. And finally, there's Krasis. It increases your healing magic on everybody by 20%.
What? How big of a cooldown is that?
Finally, there's Krasis. It increases
60?
your healing magic on everybody by 20%. Notice that there's no DPS utility for Sage. This means that Scholar still has a fighting chance. And that is everything. But either way, Sage is looking really cool.
Yeah,
of course,
it's looking incredible.
I didn't have any endgame content to try it out in. All I can really do is read the tooltips and cast the spells. But just looking at its kit and seeing how it fits in with the other healers, I think it's going to be really good. And for what it's worth, this is going to be the first healer I love. I mean, come on, it's new Gundam. I got it. Thank you so much for watching, and all of my videos.
You're just a Gundam, bro. I mean, this guy's straight up an anime, man. It's just, Sage looks so good. It's gonna shake up the raid scene. It's gonna shake up how you do instances. The fact that you just do damage and you heal over time and stuff like that, paired with like some mitigations from tanks and the way that comfortabilities of how the tanks go and all that stuff, it's gonna be fantastic. And it just seems OP, man. You get shields, you get like potency buffs, you get HP buffs, you get everything. We'll just see what happens. It just, the way it goes, well, they'll tweak things. The things that I do like about Square Enix, even if it is broken, even if it breaks the game a little bit, that's okay. They had a lot of fun creating this class. yoshi-p is a gem. He's wholesome as fuck. I love that man. Anything, they'll rework it. It's okay. They'll go ahead and adjust it. We'll see how things play out and all that stuff. I mean, if you think about it, White Mage in a dungeon is absolutely broken, but we'll see how it does in the 8-man instances, the extremes and stuff like that. It should be. I'm optimistic, but if anything, if it's too broken, they find it, they'll adjust it. Happy with that? Holy shit. That's incredible. Fucking healers are happy about this. Hey, let's go over to Reaper. What's up, dude?
Reaper is so edgy, and really
My
it's just
God.
living its best life.
So edgy.
Afterlife?
yoshi-p, good job, man.
Anyway, this is its job gear. I really like the hat.
Hey, we saw somebody wear this in real life, didn't we? Some cosplay?
Covering one of your eyes will increase your DPS, so it's got that going on. And scythes are one of the coolest weapons in all of creation.
I still can't believe they went ahead with the scythes, man.
I have a disclaimer. I was
that
sponsored by Square Enix
that
to
run
try
is
out this
sick.
development build
Oh,
of
it's so
Endwalker,
good.
and everything. Reaper has two main resources. There's the soul gauge, which is the red one, and the shroud gauge, otherwise known as the blue one. The overall goal is to use your normal attacks to generate soul gauge. Then you spend this soul gauge to use avatar attacks. Using one of those attacks will unlock the use of a Soul Reaver attack. And those will generate Shroud Gauge.
Okay.
The blue one.
The blue one,
and then
right?
You spend the Shroud Gauge to let the avatar possess you, which I'm sure is perfectly safe. Once in your spooky mode, you go real fast and you alternate attacks, and you finish it off with a big 1000 potency casted attack called Communio.
That's
also,
sick.
this graphic is just a single target. There's also AoE versions of this stuff. So for the normal attacks that generate your soul gauge, Reaper is a melee, and thus it must have a 1-2-3 combo.
Yes,
it is
it must.
And that combo is Slice into Waxing Slice into Infernal Slice.
Great
all
slices.
of which will increase your soul gauge, which is the red one. Then for AoE, you have an AoE combo, Spinning Scythe into Nightmare Scythe. Please do not use this on single target. And then there are two normal attacks that are on charges. This is Soul Slice for single target and Soul Scythe for AoE.
Oh, wow. You get a dumb amount.
50 soul gauge. Okay, so that was the normal stuff. Next are the avatar attacks, all of which will cost 50 soul gauge. There's Bloodstalk for single target and Grim Swath for a cone AoE. Both of these will unlock one Soul Reaver attack. Then there's an additional one on a minute cooldown called Gluttony. This is a big potency AoE.
Holy shit, dude. This seems quite involved.
Now on to the Soul Reaver attacks. There's 3 of them. And these are the ones that generate 10 Shroud Gauge, the blue one. For single target, there's Gibbet and Gallows. These are the ones with positionals. And when you use one of them, it will enhance the other one.
Where?
So
bind? Hold on. The bind? Targets rear and flank. Okay, yeah. Two positionals.
The other one. So you will be alternating uses of these. As a side note, these will also alter your Bloodstock, but that just happens anyway. You don't really have to think about it.
Dude, so much damage, man. That's sick.
And the AoE Soul Reaver attack is called Guillotine, which is a cone. Once you've got 50 Shroud Gauge, it's time to spend it on Enshroud. To, and I quote, offer your flesh as a vessel to your avatar.
God, dude. It's so edgy.
With glowing red eyes and glowing arms.
Oh my God, that's so sick.
But hey, you do more damage now.
You just do more damage, man.
And avatar attacks
just
will now transform
are a vessel, man.
into their
do some damage.
Lemure versions. Okay, so basically you have 5 available Lemure Shroud stacks. When you spend these on the upgraded Soul Reaver attacks, they will burn up and allow you to use the upgraded Avatar attacks. So for single target, you will do this. Void Reaping into Cross Reaping, which will burn up 2 Shroud stacks and allow you to use Lemur's Slice.
Yes,
you do that
fantastic.
combo twice, and you'll have 1 stack left to use on Communio, the big finisher. Then instead for AoE, you'll do 2 Grim Reaping into a Lemur's Scythe, and you do that combo twice and finish it off with a Communio.
Ooh.
And that is the core loop. It may sound a little strange, but once you play it, it's actually very intuitive and flows super well. I was pushing the wrong buttons, so do as I say and not as I do. But that's not all. You've got an array of tools to help you out. The most important tool is this debuff that needs to be on your targets at all times. It's called Death's Design, of course.
Oh,
it increases
of course,
the damage
of course.
that you deal.
You gotta
to
be more
said target
edge,
by
more death,
10%.
more
Shadow
Reaper
of
stuff.
Death is your single
More
target
sights,
version
come
of
on.
this, and Whirl of Death is your AoE
All of it,
version.
man.
I did not keep this up because I'm a big old dummy and I cannot read. Reaper's ranged attack is called Harp, and interestingly, it has a short cast time. Related
Whoa.
to that, there's 2 gap closers, Hell's Ingress and Hell's Egress.
Whoa,
One of
holy
them jumps
shit.
you forward, the other one jumps you back. And when you use one, the other one changes back to a teleport to bring you back to your
Whoa.
Hell's Gate that you left behind. It's called a Hell's Gate. And this will also make your Harp instant cast. And
Whoa.
Reaper has utility. There's Arcane Crest. It's a shield that you put on yourself that's 10% of your HP
Shield.
and lasts 5 seconds. If it breaks, you get a regen on everybody. So helpful.
Whoa,
And
what?
This is a fun one. There's Arcane Circle.
Utility,
It's
Jesus.
a 3% damage buff for everybody around you for 20 seconds. But the
That's
real
awesome.
kicker is that they all have 5 seconds to land a weapon skill or a spell. And if they do, they will give you an Immortal Sacrifice stack,
What?
which you can have up to 8 of them if everybody does it. Yes, that means you 2 healers. You can spend these Immortal Sacrifice stacks on Plentiful Harvest,
Whoa,
which goes up in potency
big.
according to how many stacks that you have. And
That's
as long as you have 1
massive.
stack, which you always will, it'll give you 50 Shroud gauge, so you can immediately go into Avatar Possession mode. And the last thing that you've got is Soul Sow, which allows you to use Harvest Moon. It's a big AoE attack. Soul Sow is instant outside of combat, but it has a long cast time during combat. So you'd probably only be doing this during downtime or, of course, outside of battle.
true,
And
true,
that is
true.
everything for Reaper. I had a freaking blast playing. It
Dude,
just oozes
this is
style and
incredible.
everything that
This is gonna be everyone's main. It's gonna be everyone's melee main. It's a scythe, bro. It's literally a scythe. You get an edgy fucking avatar. It's possessing you. What's not to love? Like this job is going to be, Xenos is going to be this job as well. I'm curious to see how it is. I'm curious to see like what's further beyond with it. I'm curious to see how Xenos is going to be it and how he uses the abilities as well. Shit, man.